My name is Carolyn Anderson.
Carolyn.
And I'm Robert Williams' oldest sister.
Okay.
This is his daughter, Treasure Williams.
Treasure.
And my brother passed Saturday, June the 9th.
Right.
Now, the coroner got there at 5.
Correct.
And, he had died around 12:30, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Let's say 1. Because that's later. I always want to give the benefit of any doubt here. So we're going to say that he approximately 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yes. And the thing is here, when I got there, it was 3:30. I remember I looked at my watch, and I went into her home. He was sitting on his chair, his walker, bent backwards.
Right.
And I broke down. The cops left out to give me a moment.
Sure.
And I went over to him. I grabbed his head, and I prayed, and I kissed my brother. I noticed they had put a mid-sized van on him to keep his body cool.
Who did that?
My niece and her mother, his family. Okay? When they got there, they retrieved his body. Now, from the time they had his body till yesterday, I get a phone call from Mr. Butler himself.
What did he call you?
He called me yesterday.
Okay. Yesterday afternoon?
Yes, sir. Now, how many days in between that is?
4.
A complete 4 as of yesterday.
Yeah, when he came here to when he was released.
So this is what I'm saying. He told us that he came to release his body, to get his body from the morgue, and y'all didn't release his body to him because he said his body was badly decomposed.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah, he called.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Badly decomposed. We didn't understand what he was talking about.
Oh, this was the call. Okay.
Yes.
So
This is number.
okay. This is important actually, and I'll tell you why. He called you at 1:56.
Yes, sir.
And said that he couldn't pick the body up.
Because it was badly decomposed.
Okay.
It had an odor that we would never forget, and he said that we couldn't handle seeing him. Actually, he didn't say decomposed. His words was remains. And that's when I lost it, like, remains. What did you say? Because that's a harsh word right now. And I'm grieving. And I said, what are you saying? I want to understand what you're saying.
Sure.
And then he said, decomposed, ma'am. He's decomposed. And I'm like, decomposed? How could he be decomposed? Right. I know people to be in a morgue for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for a year, and their bodies don't be decomposed. Right. The only way a body can be decomposed is that it don't be refrigerated.
Correct.
I come today in peace and humble to ask, could you tell me what happened to my brother?
Yes, I can. And so I was briefed on what was happening here. So, and I apologize for the wait. So it took me a minute to pull the file, look through the computer, and get. Now, as you know, being a forensic facility, we timestamp everything. Everything's documented.
Yes, sir.
And it's interesting that he called you at that time to tell you that, because I'll tell you the timeline that occurred. So we were on scene between 4 and 5 in the morning.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so our investigator did the scene, and they brought him here, and we do what we call morning rounds at 8:30. Okay, so from 5 o'clock, so he comes in, they check him into the cooler, and they take his height and weight first, then check him into the cooler. Okay, So this probably would have been around 6:30ish. Okay. So around 8 o'clock, they wheel the cases out of the cooler and they line them up. That's our morning rounds, like hospital, but we do it with deceased, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we go from case to case. Now, I looked at the photographs that the investigator took out of the scene, and I don't see any decomposition. Okay? I don't see that he was decomposed from the photos our investigator took at the scene.
Now you are correct, because that's what I said. I said it was a squad car there, a police car. There was the EMS, not the EMS, but the morgue techs that came, and we all standing there. He wasn't decomposed.
Now he had some blotchiness right here. Looked like there was some blotchiness right here.
And he had two abrasions that I saw over
those.
here.
Yeah, like old scars.
Yes, it was old scars because he had a defibrillator.
Okay. So there's no set time that somebody decomposes. And that's one of the reasons we don't give you a time of death. Like families will come and say, well, they do it on CSI. Like, tell me what time. We can go by approximate.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't look like he was decomposed in the photos, and I don't believe he was. Although
He was?
He might have been. As soon as you die, things start to break down.
Yes, yes.
Everybody breaks down at a different rate.
Yes.
So, generally, if somebody died at midnight or 1 o'clock, and we came out there at 5 or 6, they really wouldn't be decomposed.
Correct.
It would have to be like 100 degrees, Texas weather, and even then it probably would take a little bit longer. So we were out at the scene between 4 and 5. We did the examination we did the examination here. We started at 8:30, so probably around 9 or 10, and then we finished up. So then we put him in our cooler, which our coolers are kept at 38 degrees. Okay. So 4 days later, on June 13th, which was yesterday. So Butler Funeral Home came here about 1:05 p.m. to pick him up. Okay, and the reason they didn't pick him up was not because he was decomposed, because he wasn't. The reason they came here at that time is because his size, they needed different manpower or make accommodations for his size.
Correct.
So they left out of here and said, we'll be back in a little while. So at 4:51, they came back with what they needed to remove him at that time. Okay, I don't know if it was an extra guy to help him or, the service with the van, what I'm talking about. So I don't know if they needed an extra guy or whatever, but for whatever reason, at 1:05, they came and said, oh, he's too big, we'll be back, we need to come and get him. We need to do something different to pick him up. Bigger car, I don't know, extra person. So at 4:51, they returned, and they signed our card, and if there was clothes, which I didn't check to see if there was clothes or not, they would have signed for that. And there was no mention of decomposition, and we look at every case that leaves, because we've been down this road before, a number of times in the past. So there's been a long-standing policy, every case that leaves, we unzip the bag. We look at it, make sure it's visually, everything is okay. He was not decomposed when he left out of here.
As of yesterday.
At
what time? As of yesterday.
4:51.
And I have to say this. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Okay.
Because I have to tell you this. This man threw the ball straight onto the morgue. Okay? He said my brother had a stitch again that we couldn't handle. Again, he was clear that his body was decomposed and
who said that?
perished. Mr. Butler himself.
Okay.
We made him and his wife explain this over and over because we were just so in disbelief.
Sure.
We were shook and hurt again.
Sure.
Knowing we can't bury, it hurts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the questions that I'm asking you today, I asked him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He not once said we had his body here. Her mother called.
Wait, you lost me.
He did not. We asked him, is his body here? No.
At the funeral home?
Yeah,
Yes.
he said no.
What time was that?
This was about a little after 4. We left there and came straight here thinking we could catch y'all. We thought you guys was open. We were trying to handle this yesterday.
Okay.
We left him and came here. Now this man has lied, literally, to us. And you know what he said? His body going from the morgue straight to the crematory. It's not, his body ain't coming to us.
I heard that from Investigator Humes that was out here. Immediately, the first thing I did when I heard that is, okay, so they would have had to send a cremation permit for us to approve.
And they didn't send him.
There was no cremation.
So
as it stands right now, they couldn't cremate him at all
now let me ask you this.
until we approve the cremation.
Can I ask you this? Where's the death? Because we asked, where's the death certificate?
They have it.
No, he said y'all had it.
No, I'll verify the 100% because there are very rare circumstances where, for example, mostly on weekends, the doctor might have signed the death. The doctor might have not signed the death certificate, or there was a reason why we would let the funeral home take the body. It's extremely rare, so I'll check 100% sure. But the policy is, and it's very hard, fast policy. The body and the death certificate must leave physically with the funeral home at the same time.
And that's what I
And the
know
reason
in
for
the
that,
past.
the reason for that is because years and years ago, 20 years ago, we would release the death certificate. The families would take care of all the financial arrangements and everything they needed to take care of, and they'd leave the body here, and it would be stuck with the body. So the reason that rule was put into place 15 or 20 years ago, the body and the death certificate, give me a minute, I'm going to run out and check. The body and the death certificate must leave. Absolutely no variations except once in a great while if there's an issue with the doctor not being able to sign, or mostly Muslim if they want to come and get the
This
body
so
quickly.
hurtful.
So
This is like on every level of disrespect to our family. Totally. You know, why would he do this to us?
I'm going to take you one step further. I'm going to get the document that shows with the timestamp that he was here at 1:05.
Would you allow us to record that?
We can take a picture of it, I guess. There's no.
Thank you. That
No harm in
helps.
that, so.
That's help.
I'll show you where they came at 1:05. They said they had to come back because of the size of the person. They came back at 4. What time did I give you? 4:51. They accepted him at that point, and we visually checked. And so
He said he wouldn't even bring his body in.
now you might want to check to see if they have refrigeration. I don't know if they do or not. If he set out all night long, or if he set another, like I said, people decompose at different rates. So he might have been on the brink, and then he came here. We had him refrigerated. We keep our refrigerators at 38 degrees. He came here, and then it doesn't take long, because as you know, refrigeration doesn't stop decomposition. It just slows it down.
Yeah, we know. It slows it down.
Slows it down. So.
Because we paid him, we paid him Tuesday. We hurried up and took $500 over there and was clear. Here, she said it cost inbound for $200. She was like, please, hurry up. You know. We were on top of it. He died Saturday. We were there Monday.
Sure.
We were there Tuesday. And we get a phone call on Wednesday. Like, it's scary.
So he was ready to leave the 9th at noon. We were done with him. Just so you know our procedure, here's what happens. So we were at the scene at
Don't call that funeral home.
between
no.
4 and 5. So when we have cases, and did you remember who was at the scene? Does anybody remember signing a green card?
Yes.
Okay, so that's our ID card. So the funeral homes know, and we know, that they can't pick the person up until that green card is signed. Okay, if it's a scene, if it's a hospital, they'll come down here and there's a regular form that you guys would fill out. Okay, so on the scenes, the green card has to be signed. That was signed. So the body was ready at noon on the 9th. Okay, so we did the autopsy. We take all the cases that are on the docket, even today. We had 7 cases today. Everybody that's ID'd by the green card, everybody's ID'd is ready to go at noon. Sometimes the funeral homes are stacked up waiting on us to open at noon to pick up the body. So he was available at noon.
At noon, Saturday.
On the 9th.
On
Saturday.
Right. Okay, and we walked in on Monday, and she signed the papers for body release on Monday.
Okay.
We wait, and we just, was like, let's get this money together. Let's start paying on it. We picked it,
Sure.
And my aunt and myself went over there, paid them $500. We specifically told them $200 and Bommy, please. Is he here? No. Okay, when you going to get him? And they was like, we will send for his body. We will call y'all and let y'all know when the body is here. Well, we got that call yesterday, and said that his body was still here and it won't leave here because it got to go straight to cremator because it's the odor and the decomposed. His remains. He kept repeating this to us. We were totally in disbelief. And before we walked out, and he said, if I were you, I would go down to the morgue and ask them these same questions because y'all not allowed to see him. Now, can I ask you this? When we go over there, can I say, may I see my brother?
Generally, funeral homes, has he been involved? Or they're saying
they saying they don't have him.
Where is he?
This why we here with y'all. Because they said they don't have him.
They picked him up yesterday at 4:51.
Now, do you understand our curiosity here?
Yeah.
And it's not my aggressive speaking. It's no and pain.
And if they
it's
don't
not
have
geared towards you.
refrigeration, he's really in trouble.
No, his ass is in trouble.
No, I'm talking about the deceased. If they don't have refrigeration, he's definitely in trouble in terms of being decomposed. I mean, he couldn't have sat anywhere overnight without refrigeration. So generally, the funeral homes might come and pick him up and do a direct cremation, but nobody's requested a cremation permit from us.
She said before it's an application that has a process before cremation.
Correct.
So you guys have to sign off on it.
Correct.
I'm asking you not to. I asking you to give me time to see what we wanted to be. We want to see him. How they gonna deny us that? You cannot deny us that.
Yeah, and I can't answer for them. All I can tell you is I can assure you 100% how things unfolded here, and I can give you a time frame.
Thank you. I'm saying I can't. You can request this. I'm not legally on there.
Don't sign the paper.
I'm sorry.
Can you not sign the paper if you get here?
Sign
cremation paper.
Yeah. I mean,
because he threw y'all strongly under the bus.
Okay. All we need is the permit to be sent to us. It's our case, so the cremation will be quickly. I mean, our paperwork would be processed very quickly. It's cases that didn't come to us that will be critical of the death certificate. Make sure there's no fractures, drug abuse. Make sure it's a Wayne County case. Make sure everything's in order. If it's our case, it's not a problem. We don't have a problem. I mean, there's no delay in cremating our cases.
Because actually, we picked a package, viewing on a Wednesday, come back Thursday, services, and he goes straight for cremation. We're not allowed any of that. We all allowed to just go there, pick up his urn with his ashes. Just boof, he gone. Boof, no. It can't happen like this.
Yes.
It's no closure here for us.
Well, let me get what I have so I can show you where we're at, okay? And then because I want you to leave here confident.
I am solely confident. You showing me, when you showed me he signed his body out, I'm done. I thank you, Wayne County, because I am going, we're going to go over here. But I'm going to get to contact them, some attorneys and the news.
Okay, let me get some documentation where
Yeah.
we're at, okay? If you want to hang tight, I'll be right with you.
Look on here. Call Wani. I'm finna have Wani to call the news or we can go down there. We ain't got to go there. We can go down to the news and tell them our story and put their asses on blast.
Let's go record them first. Be like, didn't y'all say his body was decomposed?
Yeah, we can do that.
We're not walking out mad and calm. Just be calm. Because they're going to deny it, probably.
It's no denying. He's giving us the proof. And you also, this is a receipt. He also stated that they have to see the body, take pictures before they release the body to make sure it's no decomposed. And he said he was not decomposed as of yesterday at 1 p.m.
Or 4. They came and got him at 4. He wasn't decomposed at 4 either.
And he said, and even at 4, he wasn't
They
decomposed
came and picked him up.
when they picked him up. But Butler Funeral Home on Moraine in Detroit, Michigan says they don't have his body. Now, where's my brother's body? I need Joanny to call me. I need Wani. I need people to be on their phones. This is crazy.
No, what I'm saying is, listen.
Keisha water. You call him Keisha?
What I'm
Call
saying, it was a lady who came out.
Cause her phone going to
It was
go.
a lady who came out already.
Yeah. Here, Keisha.
Hello?
Hello?
Is you with Wani?
Yeah.
Can y'all
She
please?
was talking about a better
I need. No. Listen. All I need is someone to Google and get all 3 channel news people. I just need their phone numbers.
Right.
Are you watching the live?
Yeah.
Do you hear what these people saying?
Yeah. But why did they make her sign that paper?
Huh?
Why did the funeral home make her sign that paper?
I don't know, and I believe I'm gonna tell you like this. When we get over there, and they say that they don't have him. They sent him to crematorium against regulations.
Because they didn't.
They ain't. The morgue has not signed off on nothing,
And they said they not going to do it.
and she just requested for them not to do it.
She said that she asked 100 questions and everything. And she
So okay, just keep watching the live. All right.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
That's why, bro, I knew I burned the phone for you. I don't understand what you
That's
said.
why they always say carry 2.
She comes on my phone.
Yeah. Why you come over here?
Tracy, go in there and ask them something. Where my brother at? Don't call me like that.
Who?
Don't do that, Keisha. Don't do
Yeah, I keep she don't know how to really.
What's
that.
your call?
She just go, not too long ago. Hey, what they say behind her?
No, I think he had that.
Hello, hey Barbara, this is Mama Carol. I'm on my live. I'm down here at the morgue. Share these videos for me. we just did a live interview with an investigator, and we don't know where my brother at. The morgue finna prove that the funeral home has his body, and the funeral home saying they don't. Please share this video. Yep, and we're gonna be live. We're gonna go live until he finna bring out where they had to sign for. All right, and then I'm gonna cut it off, and I'm gonna head over to the funeral home, and I'm gonna go live. We're gonna ask him, "Where's my brother?" All right, bye bye.
I'm serious, you don't.
I just got through speaking to Memphis, Tennessee, one of Memphis, Tennessee activists. See, we bring awareness. This is the type of stuff that's happening to black families. People, we don't fight enough for ourselves, and we should. You know. Let everybody show their true colors. You don't have to. You don't have to. I said what I said this morning. I meant what I said. I'm not playing.
Sit down.
This is something so horrible. He's going to get what we're waiting for. He's going to get proof that his body is not here. He also has proof that his body was not decomposed. He said his body will decompose if they did not take him and straight put him in refrigeration. But that's not what was told us. What was told us, his body would not leave the morgue because it was already decomposed in 4 days.
You would decompose.
Thank you, Rab. Just keep up with us, because I'm very upset. I'm very upset right now. You know, as horrible as it may sound, you know, you already have to deal with the passing of a loved one, but especially a brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother. And he has one daughter. You know, no one else in our family had an opportunity to even see him, not even a viewing. Now, we are not even granted a viewing. And why? That was Robert at that door telling y'all doing the right thing. I'm here to tell you that, Robert, you're on the right road. I'm here to tell you. It's something that's not right.
We just said the same thing.
It's I'm telling y'all, and look, thank y'all. Please show my niece support. Please show her support. She needs it. I could sit up here and I can fight, cry, kick, and scream, but I'm in support of his daughter. And it knocked on the thing to get our attention. Yeah, boop, boop. Yes, a red robin came and flew at the door and tapped onto the door. A red, pretty robin, y'all. My brother is sending signs telling us to find him. He don't want to be alone. It is something that has happened in between the morgue and the funeral home. This is sad. Hurtful. I don't wish this happened to no one, but I'm doing, it's not to get clout, it's to show people how they are using us, misusing us out here. And even our own kind isn't right. And just think with all that we're going through. You have to now deal with this.
I don't know what it is.
Where's his body at? What happened to his body?
The Robert just said, follow it.
So we're just being patient, and the morgue did. He gave me the approval to do this interview with him live, and that's a start. I guess that's what we call receipts. But he's about to show the proof that his body not here, and he just testified in front of on Facebook that his body was not decomposed.
He released him
And he released them
with the death certificate.
with the death certificate.
Wednesday at 4.
Wednesday at 4, and we asked them. His ex-wife told them that she called herself the morgue and asked, was his body gone? They said his body was released, that the funeral home had it. That's what Butler. That's what made us go over to Butler to finalize everything. But when we before we got there, Mr. Butler done called and said that all that's left is his remains. How is it his remains? Nobody decomposed in 4 days unless unrefrigerated. They'd start to break down, but he was still intact.
Speaker was out on.
When did he get to that funeral?
But we ain't going without proof, receipt. It's all about the proof. He threw Wayne County medical examiner under the bus. We kept asking over and over as to what happened.
You heard me, Chad?
Well, everybody in there, because they can take out.
Where your butter? Where's the butter going?
It's gone.
Rhea, tell me what. Tell me hold on.
Yeah, but still.
I'm staring at it.
I don't know how to share. Yeah, I don't. Okay, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Anita. Please, everybody, share.
Look, nonsense, I don't want your hair. Look. You see it right there? You don't see it right there?
As bad as I don't want to see my brother's body, I'm going to pitch 12 that I must see it at this point. Now, whatever happens after that, then I have to go and seek professional help. But right now, I'm straight going to get to the bottom of this.
He was just right here watching.
You know, they're talking to you. No. I said, never mind. Where they're at? What's the number? Where they're at?
Come on, Carl.
That's what you doing. You tripping?
No, she tripped over me.
What you say don't work?
Call her. You didn't know that. You said you put up for you right there. When you said that, how you heard her and use it? So now come on, Carl. Since you don't got time for it.
He might be contacting Butler like you got a mad family going down.
So, I can just give you this. You can just take it with you.
Okay.
If you look, case not released at this time, not prepared for weight of body. TS. That's Teresa Summers. She's one of the autopsy techs that work here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, looking at the audit trail, originally it came here at 111.
Mm-hmm.
They came here at 111. That's when this was generated.
Okay.
Unable to release because of the funeral home wasn't prepared for the weight of the body.
That was the reason.
So they came back at 4:51
Mm-hmm.
and picked the person up.
At 4:51.
So.
Okay. Alrighty. And again, do not sign any paper for cremation
Oh, you want to hold off on cremation?
until we see the body.
Okay.
I hate to see it, but I want to see it.
Yeah, sure.
That's the only way we're gonna find out if they have proper refrigeration. If I just say, well, just what he's prepared to do, like I said, is just to give us a urn and ashes and be like, bye.
Right.
That's not what we were trying to pay for.
Sure, of course.
So, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm sorry you had to
Okay.
go through all this.
Me too, but it's all right.
That's bad.
Have a blessed day. I'm ending this, and we will start once we get to the funeral home.